welcome back to the Matharu Kitchen. I'm Kat and today we are going to make Ikea Plant Balls with roasted vegetables. Here in Singapore, Ikea is not only famous for their furniture, but Singaporeans also love Ikea food. And I am no exception. One of the most popular dishes that Ikea serve is the Swedish meatballs. That's why when they launched the new Ikea Plant Balls, I was so excited. You can also get the classic Swedish meatball sauce in Ikea. However, I'm not sure if they're vegetarian. That's why I created my own vegetarian meatball sauce, and every time I make it with the Ikea Plant Balls, it is so good. So I'm really excited to share this recipe with you guys. Apart from Ikea Plant Balls, you can also find other vegetarian or vegan food options in Ikea. They recently also came up with some falafels, vegan sausages, mini cocktail sausages. They're all so good, we've tried them all and maybe we'll feature them in some of the recipe videos in the future. Okay, let's not delay anymore and let's get on to making our dish today. First up, as usual, we will run through the ingredient list. Okay, obviously the first thing we need is Ikea Plant Balls. If you can get them, buy more because they do go out of stock quite easily and they're really good. And next for the sauce, we will need butter, vegetable stock of your choice, cooking cream, smoked paprika, Dijon mustard sauce, flour, and 5-spice powder. For today's dish, we'll also be making some roasted vegetables to go along with it, and for that we will need broccoli, potato, carrot, and some sweet potato flour or cornstarch. Apart from this, we'll also need some salt and pepper for seasoning and some oil. Okay, very simple ingredient list and a very simple recipe today. So let's get started. Okay, first we will start with roasting the vegetables, and while the vegetables are roasting in the oven, we will prepare the other elements. It's just to be more time efficient. Okay, I have 2 potatoes here. Just dice them up. Just cut it to about the size you like. You can have them bigger or smaller, up to you. Okay, so here are the diced up potatoes, and to the potatoes we are going to add some sweet potato flour. Just enough to lightly coat every single potato. So roughly about 1 tablespoon. Then we add in some salt, some black pepper, a drizzle of oil, and then just toss them up. This is like a cheat way to make your potatoes crispy later on after you roast them. Alright, now they're all tossed up. We will put them onto the baking tray. Okay, next we will cut up some carrots. Cut them roughly about the same size or thickness as the potato because we're going to roast them all together. So potatoes and carrots, they have a very similar cooking time. So if you have them at the same size, then they would be cooked thoroughly and evenly. Okay, put them into the bowl. Drizzle some oil over it. Give them a good toss. Okay, so we will put the carrots together with the potato. Just make sure to keep them apart. Nobody's touching anyone. Sounds a bit wrong. Just make sure they're all spaced out. And now we'll then put them into the oven for about 30 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. So next we are going to work on the broccoli. For this particular recipe, I don't really like my broccoli roasted. I prefer them boiled. However, if you like your broccoli roasted, you can also cut them up, drizzle some oil over it, salt and pepper, light seasoning, and then bake it in the oven for 15 minutes at the same temperature. So in the hot water, I'll add some salt, lightly seasoned, and then a little bit of oil. Then I'll add in my broccoli into the water. So now we're going to start making the sauce, and to begin we will have to make the roux, which is a combination of butter, flour and water, or vegetable stock in our case today. Make sure your pan is not too hot because we don't want to burn the butter. In your saucepan, you add in the butter. Cook this on a low heat. When all the butter is melted, add in the flour and stir it up. Just keep mixing it up. Now you can smell that it still kind of smells like flour, but as you roast it, then it becomes more nutty. And the color will also darken. So keep paying attention to the mixture as you roast, because the color will change, and when it starts turning brown, it will actually happen quite fast. And you want to always pay notice to how it smells like and how the color looks like. You know, your senses are the best tools in kitchen. Now the smell has changed. It smells like cookies because the sugars in the flour, they're breaking down. So you can smell that in the air now. You can start to see the color is changing too. Very quickly, you'll see that it will start to turn a bit more of a toffee color, and that's the color we want. You see how quickly it's changing. Now be careful with this step. We're going to add in our stock. So keep stirring. Now if you mix it up with a whisk, it will be a lot easier for you to break up the clumps. Now we add in some cooking cream. Next, I'll add in 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1/8 teaspoon of paprika, 1/8 teaspoon of 5-spice powder, and 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. You might be a bit shocked, like there's 5-spice powder in this, because this is a Swedish dish and 5-spice powder is mostly used in Chinese cuisine, but they work. Trust me, put your faith in this recipe. Okay, it looks very smooth, very nice. Now let's give this a taste and see if we need any other seasoning. Okay, for mine it's perfect. Now for you, you should give it a taste and then see if you need to adjust the salt or pepper. It really depends on the vegetable stock that you are using, so just adjust accordingly at this stage. Now we'll keep the sauce aside and move on to the plant balls. Okay, this step is really easy. We just need to pan sear our plant balls. Because the plant balls are quite firm, and if you don't defrost them properly, you might find that your plant ball might get burned on the outside before they start to get thoroughly cooked in the middle. So always defrost it so the temperature is easier for you to control. They smell really good. I really love them. When I first tasted them, I was like mind blown because it tastes really good. It doesn't have that soy or the plant meat taste that you often find in other alternative meat. This one is really good. And you can always get these plant balls to make other dishes as well. It's not only limited to making Swedish meatballs, or in our case, Swedish plant balls. I've used them in wraps, I've added them to pasta, like a meatball pasta. If you don't have time to make your own plant-based meatballs, you can go for this. It is good. Our vegetables are looking really nice in the oven right now. This timing is really perfect. You roast your vegetables for 30 minutes. In the meantime, you do all the other stuff. They will all be ready together at the same time. Okay, our meatball is done. Did you hear the alarm? The vegetables are done too. Alright, we have all of our elements here. We have our vegetables ready, our sauce ready, our plant balls ready. Now let's plate them up. So for me, I would put the vegetable first. And pour some of the sauce on the base. Then we'll add in our plant balls. Voila! Our Ikea plant balls with roasted vegetables. Okay, it's the time of the day. Shall we do a taste test? Okay, let's try the potato. I know there are a lot of videos out there that teaches you how to make crispy baked potatoes, but this is one of the easiest and simplest trick that you can do, which is to add some cornstarch and sweet potato starch. Let's have the meatball or the plant ball. Dip it in the sauce. Okay, it's very hot, be careful. So good. Yum yum. The sauce is not too strong or overpowering. The plant ball is a bit toasty, crispy on the outside. Best combination, moist and soft. Let me show you how the inside of the plant ball looks like. See? It's really nice and meaty and dense. I know traditionally in Ikea they serve it with lingonberry jam, but for me I don't particularly like it, so I'm not putting it on mine. But if you like, you can go to Ikea and get your lingonberry jam, add it into this dish, it will be perfect. Now apart for the Ikea plant balls, they also have other really good vegan option out there. You should totally go and try it. Alright, we have then come to the end of today's video. If you like today's recipe, do give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Comment down below what you think about the recipes we've been sharing, or if you have any other ideas or things you'd like to see in our channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!